Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by the movie Hangout. Henry Cavill's Highlander is now filming. That is the topic of this article. Before I jump into the juicy details of this, and I gotta tell you, I'm so excited for this. Go on over, click subscribe, comment, like. Okay, so Henry Cavill, fresh off of the Superman series, and in my opinion, I think he's by far since Christopher Reeve the best Superman. I mean, it's almost like he was built in a laboratory to play the character. Well, because Warner Brothers and handling with the DCU and all this, just the mismanagement of utilizing Cavill for the character. They should have done should have already had like 8 Superman movies made by now with this guy. I mean, they're not going to find anybody even remotely close to Henry Cavill for another 30 years. I mean, it took 30 years for them to find somebody who was amazing after Christopher Reeve was done. So it's going to take them another 30 years after Cavill. But what I'm glad about what Cavill's doing is he's not just like sitting around doing nothing. This guy's making moves. This guy is looking for stories to be told, for new properties, for old properties. I mean, this guy works from sun up to sundown looking for really cool stuff. And what I love about this, what I love about him getting involved with Highlander is that the movies are pretty good, the original movies, but they're not great. And when a movie is good but not great, there's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of potential for remaking a film. And the premise of Highlander is really interesting because what it's going to do is it's going to give a unique opportunity for Cavill to bring in a lot of like Scottish, Celtic folklore, European folklore that people are hungry for right now. People wanted to see that with like the reboot of or the continuation of the Lord of the Rings with Amazon, but they're not going to be getting that. They're going to be getting all this stupid recasting and made up crap, and it's not going to be good. But with this, I'm really interested in seeing what he does with this because there's one thing that I've noticed with Cavill. It's that he does his homework. He's always reading up on history, folklore. So there's going to be a lot of historically accurate stuff here. And even the stuff that is like mythological, it's going to be rooted in things that are true. So I'm over here at Giant Freaking Robot. Let me tell you what, it's A+ name for any entertainment site. I mean, that's hilarious. But Highlander filming to begin soon on the Henry Cavill reboot. This right here is a picture from the original. It's just cool because it's like you got lightsabers, or not lightsabers. They're almost like lightsabers. You got different types of swords. You got like katana swords. You got like Viking swords. I mean, it's just really cool the type of fighting that they're going to have in this. Highlander was one of the coolest, edgiest action franchises of the 80s. Very true. And it spawned a great TV show. Yes, it did. I may do a video on that actually, which may have been even better than the feature films. I agree with that take. Since 2008, talk of a Highlander reboot has been ongoing. After many starts and stops, things began to pick up in 2016 when John Wick co-director Chad Stahelski, I guess that's his name, joined the production. So that's good news right there. If you have the director or the co-director of John Wick involved in this, that means we're going to see top-notch fight choreography. We're going to see top-notch cinematography. If you got those two things right there, it's going to be fantastic. And then you got Henry Cavill, who, I mean, the dude looks fantastic on screen. He's a fantastic actor. Now all you need is just a great writer. If you got that, I mean, this is, and then that type of talent is going to attract amazing producers and a lot of money. I mean, the sky's the limit to this thing. Personally, I hope that Henry Cavill, this is him as the Witcher, but still the Witcher, it's kind of rooted deep in that European folklore. But what I hope with this is I hope that this movie is a colossal success. I hope they do not have any of this dumb woke stuff in it. I hope it's like really masculine as it's supposed to be. And I hope that there's, 5, 6 films for this. I hope this is um, the iconic series that Henry Cavill can really hang his hat on. And I hope it spawns other series and other movies that don't have the woke garbage in it, that kind of celebrate male masculinity as it used to be celebrated back in the 80s and 90s. The big question at the moment is just exactly who Henry Cavill will be playing. The original 1986 film saw Christopher Lambert. Christopher Lambert's a fantastic actor, in my opinion. He was also good when he played Raiden in the original Mortal Kombat. Really great. Star as Connor MacLeod. Connor MacLeod. And the Highlander series starred Adrian Paul as Duncan MacLeod. So the prevailing thought is that Cavill will somehow be part of the MacLeod clan, if not Connor. Ever since Henry Cavill stepped away, or was he pushed from playing Superman? I talked about that earlier. Everybody can see it too. It's so funny. Warner Brothers, they deny it. They're like, "Oh no, we're not doing it," but everybody can see it because it's just like, why the heck would you not utilize this guy? I mean, I don't know, but anyway, he's been on the lookout for a new franchise to lead. True, he is leading the way on Netflix's The Witcher, and he's now preparing to film the sequel to Enola Holmes, where he plays the famous sleuth Sherlock Holmes, which hopes for more Holmes films in the future. Cavill, though, is looking for something to fill the loss of Superman. He was more than excited to announce via his Instagram that he was stepping into the Highlander universe, saying, "Very exciting news today. I've been a fan of Highlander since I was a lad." I don't know, I just love this European terminology. Since I was a lad, from the movies and all of their 80s. Queen slathered glory to the TV show with an actor who looked remarkably like one of my brothers. Being not shy with swords and having a director as talented as Chad Stahelski at the helm, this is an opportunity like no other. Deep diving into franchise storytelling with all the tools at our disposal is going to make this an adventure I, and hopefully all of you, shall never forget. In a November interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Henry Cavill touched on just about every franchise he's attached to, hoping to be attached to, or has been attached to. Among them, thankfully, Cavill discussed the upcoming Highlander reboot. He confirmed that filming is scheduled to begin in 2022, so this year. The Hollywood Reporter also reported that director Chad Stahelski is thrilled to have Cavill in the lead role. Henry obviously has the physicality. That doesn't mean a whole lot if you can't also carry the empathy of a character that has lived 500 years, and I needed somebody who could do both. Then, during our first meeting, my suspicions were confirmed. Henry was immediately riffing on the idea of the burden of immorality, and you could see in his eyes that he can transform himself from being a young, vibrant soul to an old, wise soul. And here's a picture of Sean Connery, and I think this was one of the Highlander films here. I mean, Highlander 2, The Quickening. And then here's Lambert, Connery, and this was a really, really cool scene. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely check it out. This right here, this is from the Highlander TV series, which I did watch as a kid. Really great. Great film. Great series, but I'm just really stoked about like the different types of swords they're going to be using. And one thing that's really cool about the Highlander series is it'll obviously start probably in Scotland and Europe, but you could go to, there's going to be these beings in Japan. You could go to Russia, you could go to South America. I mean, you could travel all over the world and stuff, because in the end, the idea is there can only be one of these Highlanders there. So Anyways, let me know what you think. Are you excited for this film? Do you think it's going to be a breath of fresh air compared to what else has been shoved down our throats recently? Or do you think it's just going to kind of be like whatever? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you want to get future rants, reviews, or original content, click subscribe. Later.